Alright, today's quick look is at Medusa from the Black Panther and Illuminati set. She has the keywords Avenger, Illuminati, Inhumans, and Roller. She has a trait, Live-in Locks, which is free, generate a live-in hair bystander, max 1. As you can see, her live-in hair bystander has two traits. First one is after resolutions of any action, if live-in hair is not adjacent to the character that generated it, KO it. Second trait is live-in hair has the printed combat values and can use the standard powers displayed on the dial of the character that generated it, protected pulse wave. So when Medusa does her free action to throw out the live-in hair then picks up the combat values, printed combat values, and standard powers of Medusa. You'll see that live-in hair is also autonomous, which means its actions do not count against your action total. Okay, let's take a look at the back of the card. She is coming in at just 50 points, 2 range, single target, 8 movement with sidestep, 11 attack precision strike, 17 defense with energy shield, and a 3 damage with leadership. She then moves down to some plasticity, blades, super senses, end of dial. She has her sidestep back. We are going to do a quick example of how you can use that live-in hair in action, what that means on the free generate, and how you can use it to your advantage. Then we're going to take a look at how we can team her up, Medusa up, with a taxi and how far they can get across the board. Okay, in this setup, let's take a quick look at how you can use Medusa's live-in hair trait. So she is going against Dr. Doom. We can move Medusa 1, 2, place her here. Then, since it's a free action, she could free action, generate a live-in hair right there. We'll use the flame marker today to represent the live-in hair. That live-in hair then could do the attack of 11 precision strike with 3 damage. And it's going to be sitting there to tie up Dr. Doom. So he has to deal with that 0-point bystander before he can do anything else. So whether it hits and starts pinging away at Dr. Doom or not, it's going to be there for protection and tie-up. Now, we would assume that Dr. Doom would KO this next turn. Okay, Medusa does not have willpower, but since live-in hair is a free action, next turn then she would generate another live-in hair and repeat the same thing. She would clear as Doom is picking up tokens to deal with this bystander. And then whenever Medusa is clear, we could assume the same thing happens. Doom does away with the live-in hair. That then clears up the line of fire. Medusa can do her attack. Maybe hitting him for 1. Then free action, throw out the live-in hair. Live-in hair does its attack and then again provides the tie-up. So against a one-man army type of setup, you can see how Doom at 300 points could have a lot of difficulty with this 50-point setup. So that's why Medusa has found her way onto some competitive builds. It's a low-cost figure that you can use to completely disrupt your opponent's strategy. All right, let's break this down in just a little bit more detail on how you can use the live-in hair and Medusa to completely tie up and attack every turn, especially against a one-man army type of team. Okay, so let's walk through the actual turns, how it would work. So let's assume that Doom had to take an action to move, so he has 1 token. And let's assume that Medusa moved up to here. Of course, you could taxi her up there to keep her clear, or TK her so that then she can sidestep and make an attack and then do the free action. But in this scenario, let's pretend Doom already has a token from moving up, and Medusa has also moved up to a square away from Doom. Okay, we would free action then with Medusa to throw out the Living Hair. The Living Hair would take an action to attack Doom on that turn. Okay, second turn, Doom would take a second action to attack Living Hair. We will assume that he KOs the Living Hair, so it goes away. That's the end of his turn. Medusa does not have willpower, so she will take a free action, generate another Living Hair. The Living Hair will take an action to attack Doom, and Medusa would clear. Now Doom is tokened up this turn, and this is where it gets interesting on the free action pogs. There's a couple characters that have this type of ability and can use this same type of strategy. So far we've attacked at least once every turn. Now Doom is tokened up. We just landed our attack and cleared and ended our turn. He will be needing to clear this turn. So our Living Hair also does not have willpower, so it will push to do its attack. So that's 1 attack on Doom. The Living Hair will then be dead because it will take the 1 push damage. Medusa will take her action to attack Doom. That's the second attack this turn. And then Medusa will take a free action to generate a Living Hair. The Hair then will take an action to attack Doom, the third attack this turn. Now you can see where that is extremely useful, and you can just keep attacking. You would repeat that sequence over and over, and that's just with 1 50-point Medusa. I've seen builds with multiple Medusas doing that again and again and again. That same type of tie-up attack, push to attack, KO, free action, throw out another one. So it's extremely useful trait that can just completely shut down a team, especially if it's like a one-man army team or only a couple co-main attackers. You can get in there with a couple Medusas and dominate a team. Let's take a look at what that reach would look like. We're going to pair her up with a taxi, of course, and the taxi we're going to use is Lockjaw from the same set, from the Black Panther set. If you look at Lockjaw here, he has phase and teleport, passengers 4, can carry flyers, and if he carries 1 or more characters and they don't share a keyword, then you deal 1 unavoidable damage. But we're going to be using that phase and teleport with the passengers. He has a 12 movement, and then his other values we're not really going to pay any attention to for this example. Medusa and Lockjaw are starting in their starting area. Lockjaw would carry. He could go 12. He can go 11 since he's carrying a person with that phase and teleport. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Place a Medusa in front. Medusa then would sidestep 1, 2, and throw out her Living Hair right there in front of her. So that was an 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 square reach that they have. Now with that kind of reach, it gets you pretty close to the starting area of your opponent. So if you put Medusa on a Inhumans theme team with Lockjaw. They come in at Lockjaw at 40, Medusa at 50, so that's 90 points. So you have a lot of room to build to try to get map choice. So you're at 6 rows out from your opponent's starting area. And as you know, special objects that your opponent might play, especially in competitive style, lots of objects get used. They have to be placed 5 outside of the starting area. So something like H-dial would be placed out here in this row. Or something like the beetle pods could also be out there. Now the way you can use the living hair is it also has sidestep that it picks up from Medusa. So if it's an object that you want that's light, something like the H-dial here, living hair could sidestep, picking up the object and move it back to somewhere that's more to your advantage. Or since the living hair is picking up the 3 damage value, it could destroy something that is not indestructible. H-dial, for example, is indestructible on its card. So you can notice that right up at the top. Indestructible. Okay. Something like the beetle pod is able to be destroyed. So if you wanted to score a quick 8 points, you could get across that map on the first turn, throw out the living hair, and destroy that beetle pod for some quick points. Overall, I think there are a lot of different ways you can use her, and she can be very tough to deal with for your opponent. Okay, I hope you liked the video, and let me know some of the ways that you could include her on your builds. Check it out. If you dig what we do, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.